What if you woke up at 2 a.m. and you would be super inspired to get to work and to work on this bigger sense of a mission, a bigger sense of a purpose that drives you? It's interesting to see that that is what my life has become, and that I'm basically able to, just work whenever I want to, and pretty much indefinite, and not even have a second to spend consuming and being filled with entertainment and whatever normies spend their time on. When you are able to fill your cup from the inside out, when you're able to draw into something that is bigger than yourself, and you're able to draw into something that is larger than life, pretty much larger than your own selfish needs, then you start to tap into this pool of infinite energy. I have been sleep deprived for the entire last week, just traveling from Georgia, Switzerland to Georgia to Bangkok now. I'm going to Vietnam later today. Had a podcast recording last night. Obviously, went to bed very late, and I have infinite amounts of energy. First off, maybe a little bit because I'm young, but also because I take good care of my health, which is kind of a good reservoir. More importantly, it's this mission. If you're constantly driven by this bigger vision that you have, and the amount of impact that you can be having on people, it becomes so much easier to stay aligned. And so how do you actually find this sense of purpose for yourself? I think when it comes down to it, there's two main ingredients. It's self-actualization, getting clear on, okay, this is the ultimate version of myself. This is the most potent, most powerful version of myself and the vision that I hold, in my head of that. And then it's self-transcendence. It's looking at, okay, this version of myself that is that potent, how would this person impact the world? What would this version of myself do? What would this version of myself leave to the world? And when you can start to play by the world's rules, you start to play by, let's optimize for what the world wants as a whole, and you stop thinking about your own selfish needs and about the needs of your immediate friends and family even, and you start thinking bigger. You start thinking in worldly problems, and you start serving those problems, then you ultimately get what you want, because you're aligning yourself with the greater needs. And funny thing, when you get there, you'll realize that the reward in and of itself wasn't even that impactful. You're going to realize that everything that you were striving towards, the destination, that it didn't matter, and it was all about the journey. And I used to hear this in the past, and I used to think, okay, sounds cool, sounds like some motivational nonsense, but the journey is literally everything. And when you start to really step into that wave, and you start to really actualize yourself into the version that you are capable of, I think you'll start to see that as well. Maybe you're already well on that path, but I definitely would not have understood that a few years back. And so 2 challenges here for you. First off, get clear on the ultimate higher version of yourself. How does this person walk, talk, act, like, think, speak, create? How does this person, what do their habits look like? If the more you can get clear on this, the easier it becomes to actually shift into that person. And the easier it also becomes to achieve whatever you want to achieve, right? Because it's not about how you achieve it, it's not about what you want to achieve, it's about becoming the person that is that potent and capable, that can achieve anything. And the second thing is having the vision. So being clear on the 1-year plan, the 10-year plan, or not even the plan, the vision, but then totally separating yourself from it. Because when you have this vision and you start to want it so bad because you love that state, you start to try and take shortcuts, and you try and find the most efficient way of getting there. And I can tell you that when you operate in this way, you'll constantly push it away because you're acting out of scarcity. You're acting out of, I need to get to this place so fast because obviously I'm not happy in the present moment, because once I have this, I'll be happy, which is a very, very common trap. If you can be present in the present moment, and you can be grateful for whatever you have in the present moment, and you can completely have the vision in your head but detach from it and be grateful for everything you already have, you'll in actuality attract the thing you want to have, the next thing for you in your life, much faster, because you're already in a state of gratitude, right? You're already in a state of abundance. So you'll get more abundance faster, both through the way you think and feel, and that will portray into the world. So here are my early morning Bangkok thoughts. One thing I've really learned is how powerful it can be to just speak with someone about these things, and just being able to talk with someone, even an hour a week or whatever, on your goals, and getting clear on, okay, this is what we're working towards. Because in day-to-day life, it can be so easy to just constantly be bogged down by the work that is right in front of you. And so if you want to speak with someone like that, that is exactly what I do, and I could help you with that. Either way, I recommend you to take at least like an hour a week of your time, and really sit with yourself and get clear on these questions, because the vision is going to change. The idea of your higher self is going to change. If you can hold that kind of steadfast in your mind, you'll shift there way faster. And this year so far has been the evidence for me of that. So, hope that is helpful.